how's it going? Welcome to my video. This video, we're going to talk about some of the major things that would contribute to battery drains in your BMW. If you guys have these issues where if you guys leave your car for a couple of days without turning on or whatever, and everything goes dead, or you're getting very weak power to any portion of the car, you probably have a battery drain. So we're going to talk about these issues particularly to BMWs. All right, so first of all, obviously the main thing that could cause your battery to not work properly or drain would be your battery, obviously. So basically, here's a lot of things. The thing with a lot of batteries is that some batteries, but this is common to a lot of batteries, where if it goes dead once, meaning if you left your lights on for whatever reason during, for a long period, and your battery goes dead for whatever reason, even if it's a newer battery, even if the battery had no issues previous to that, a lot of times these batteries do not want to recharge. And it's not really dependent on what type of batteries or what brand of batteries. It's one of the things that's typical of a lot of different types of battery brand is that if the battery dies once, it'll have, a lot of times it'll have a hard time going back to the charging state. And it doesn't mean that the battery won't charge. It's just that it won't charge properly. I've seen this so many times where, if a battery goes dead and it goes dead 100% for whatever reason, or something was left on, there was a drain previously it was left on, and you jump it, you get to start, and everything works properly. But if you leave it for a couple of days without actually turn the car on, where the alternator is working to charge the battery, it'll die. It will die out. It won't start. The battery will be dead. And believe it or not, this is a really common thing with a lot of batteries. It's a really common thing with a lot of batteries. Now, you guys can test out these batteries yourself. If this situation happens to you, if you guys have a battery drain issue, you guys can take it to AutoZone or any of these AutoZone, Advanced Auto, any of these places that does battery testing, they'll test out the battery for you. But I put a link in the description section with a really, really, really good battery tester that you guys can check out and test the battery out for yourself. It'll give you a reading, not just the voltage of what the battery is when you pop on the lines, but it'll actually do a real battery test for you. And you could do this on your own, or you could go to any of these other places and have them test out the battery for you. And this tester will tell you whether a cell in the battery is having issues or not, or if a cell is dead. It's a really, really good battery tester. All right, guys, so let's move on to the second thing that's typical that could typically cause a drain issue on BMWs specifically, and that thing would be the final stage resistor for the HVAC system. So essentially, this resistor exists on pretty much every vehicle, not just BMWs, but every vehicle with an HVAC system, which pretty much is every single vehicle. So normally you can find this either under the dash or right next to the HVAC unit. You guys got to Google it. You guys got to look it up. They look different depending on, you know, what car you're driving. And essentially, inside the resistor is a circuit board. And what happens is, if it malfunctions, if you know, some of the circuits get burnt or whatever, you're gonna have a drainage issue. So essentially, what happens is, if it malfunctions, if some of the circuits are burnt, either the blow motor will not stay on, or the blow motor will keep on staying on. So the weird thing about this is, even if there is an issue with the resistor, everything else with the temperature control, you won't notice any kind of difference a lot of the time. Even if there is a malfunction with the resistor, you won't notice it, you know, but it will drain your battery. And they can drain the battery within a day, within a couple days. So here's how you guys test out whether the resistor is the cause of the battery drain. Now, you guys could replace it and see if that changes anything, but you can unplug it. If you unplug it and then your battery issue goes away, where your battery is good, if you let it sit and it doesn't drain, you know that the resistor is probably the problem. Obviously, if you unplug it, the HVAC fan is not gonna work, but it's probably the least expensive troubleshooting you know, that you could do on a situation like this. So let's talk about the third thing that is most common to BMWs as far as battery drainage is concerned. There is a common thing with BMWs with modules staying awake, especially if you hardwire something obviously that wasn't part of the car. If you hardwired something into the car, the module could be draining the battery. And in some cars, even if you leave the key close to the ignition, even when it's off, it will keep everything, you know, a lot of times, a lot of the functions in the car is still on. You know, a lot of modules will keep a lot of modules on just because the key is close to the ignition. However, obviously in these battery draining situation, you're not sitting in the car with the battery there, unless you are leaving the battery in your car, you know, for a day. That might be one of the issues. Obviously, you know, other things outside of this, you know, there's just so many other things that could cause drainage issue with batteries. It could be wires touching each other, causing a short in the system. It could also be a problem in the alternator. Obviously, if your alternator's not working right, it's not going to charge the battery correctly. In that case, it might be just the alternator having issues with charging the battery. So if you guys are in this situation, definitely just go down the steps that I mentioned. All right, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna check out the battery, make sure that the battery is good. Second thing, obviously the resistor to the HVAC system. Third thing is you know, modules and stuff like that. But Obviously, if you guys have a BMW, you guys know that, you know, troubleshooting is not the easiest thing for these cars, because of the amount of tech that's in the car, because of the amount of engineering that exists in the car. It's very, very difficult to figure out a lot of these cases where the battery drains are coming from. All right, but you guys gotta troubleshoot it. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, and definitely leave a comment in the comment section. All right, guys, take care.